My next guest has fulfilled so many of his dreams, best known for roles, oh, for goodness sake, we'd be here all day. But anywho, here's a couple, Ray Donovan, Sherlock Holmes, and so much more besides Deadpool, all of that. Away from the cameras, though, Eddie Marsan is supporting a new campaign to help those most in need this Christmas. He joins me now. It's so good to see you.
It's nice to
see you. Really is. This is The Big Give.
Yes.
It's an amazing thing, isn't it?
Yes, the website is thebiggive.org.
Yeah.
And it's on from the 2nd to the 9th of December.
Oh, it's brilliant.
And I'm here to champion Melview Academy because because young actors from working class backgrounds, they did a study that only 8% are in the industry now, where 20 years ago, where I started, or 35 years ago, it was 20%. So it's getting worse and worse. The inequality is getting worse.
Why is that? Is it just money, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's money. I think
right.
it's the cost of living.
Yeah.
It's in order to survive in areas, you've got to pay rent. So you've got to do jobs that mean you're not available for acting. It also within the drama school, you're given bursaries and scholarships. I went to Mount View and they gave me a scholarship for my last year. My first 2 years was paid by my mum and an East End bookmaker.
Really?
And then my last year I was going to have to leave, and then Mount View gave me a bursary, and it enabled me to stay and become an actor. And we're trying to raise money for other kids in a similar position, because there's so many kids. As Idris Elba said, there's talent is everywhere, but opportunity isn't. And we have to give to help these young people carry on their training.
Geez, that's a huge what-if moment.
Yes.
If they hadn't given you that grant, that bursary, for that third year, who knows?
I would have.
You might have got there somehow. You know, there might have been another way. You don't know that.
No.
But it would have been even more difficult, wouldn't it?
Much more difficult,
Jeez.
yeah.
And that's the thing. It's the thing about opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it is getting less and less. And you're right. I mean, if people trying to come to London and trying to exist in London in order to do auditions and all of that, it's almost impossible.
Well, I went to see a load of kids from Tower Hamlets, because I'm from Tower Hamlets, and I gave them a talk. And they said, they're very poor, from a very underprivileged background. And they asked me, the advice I gave to them, I said, when you're at home, empty the dishwasher, do your washing, do your cleaning, because you're living in London. And that's an advantage for you. But for kids from up north, for kids from outside of London coming to, and you've got to be in London to have the career, really, they can't afford the rent. They can't afford. So you have to have the bank of mummy and daddy. And that's why you have people from more privileged backgrounds coming into the industry, and that's why you're getting a limited perspective in stories and producing, because it's people from more privileged backgrounds. And you need that voice. You do. I mean, that voice has to be heard, because it's not, as you're saying quite rightly, it's not just people in front of the screen. No. It's the people that are doing the writing. It's the people that are, you know, cameramen and soundmen and all of that. It is. Because you know, that they need to be there as well. They need to be heard. Yeah, there's great social studies on this. A sociologist called Sam Friedman did a brilliant study on this by working with a TV company, and realised that people from working class backgrounds only get to a certain place. All the big decisions are made by people who went from to private school, went to Oxford or Cambridge. So it's all a bit skew-with at the moment. And it tends to be luck more than anything else. I mean, I think in my own case, it just so happened that the boss of our TV station, TVAM as was Australian, and could only hear that I was Scottish. He wasn't putting me in... You know the way, as soon as someone opens their mouth, you put them in, oh, you must be from there. Therefore, there's all kinds of assumptions that are made. And it was only because of that, really, that I was allowed to get a break, and that they helped me with my accommodation. Yes. Otherwise, I couldn't have afforded it. Exactly. I had friends that could sofa surf for a while. Yes. But then you can't do that forever. But that shouldn't be like that. So what can we do? I mean, something like The Big Give that's going to help Mount View and going to help drama schools, and it's going to help people. That's a way, isn't it? That's at least something's been done there. Well, I've had discussions with BAFTA, and I've recommended that whenever a film company goes and makes a film in a district like Sheffield or Wales, they get tax breaks. Right. And I think as part of getting a tax break, you should say to the film company, we'll give you a tax break, but you have to pay for the fees for 1 year for one kid from an underprivileged background. Brilliant idea. Either from behind the camera or in front of the camera. Yeah, that's a great idea. So the industry's given back to those people who need the help. That's a great idea. And it makes perfect sense as well. Yes, it does. And also, you're right. I always think it's so sad that there's so much talent there and we're not going to hear it. Yeah, yeah. You know, we're not going to hear those voices, and it's so important. But you're so passionate about this. I mean, you've got a great career. You know, when I see your name in something, I think, great, it's going to be good because Eddie's in it, so I shall watch. But I mean, but you don't need
to fly the flag like this. You don't have to do it, but it's very important to you, isn't it?
Well, I went and saw those kids in an academy in Tower Hamlets, and I sat with them. And they're all kids, they're kids from very different cultural backgrounds.
Sure.
And yet you look at them and they're all brilliant, they're all full of talent, and we need their voices. We live in a world at the moment where it's really, social media is very binary. We're othering everybody,
yes,
you know.
Absolutely.
And what we need to do is create dramas that show the humanity of all different aspects of this society. And that's why you need this.
No, exactly. You're so right, because it's about, you know, at the end of the day, it's about telling stories.
Yes.
But those stories can sometimes unite people.
Exactly.
And that's what they should be doing, and a greater understanding of what just what it's like to be a human, for goodness sake.
Yeah, you see the humanity in other people. Yeah.
You do, and you always bring that though. Even when you play a character that you think, oh, not sure about him, there's always that, something going on in the eyes, behind the eyes, but there's always humanity there, Eddie, always, even when you're playing somebody really horrible.
Well, my first week at Mountview, there was a great North African poet called Terence, and he said, nothing human is alien to me. And that was always the kind of, the North Star for my approach to acting, really. Yeah.
I love that. Nothing is. I'm going to have that. I've got many T-shirts that I embroider things on, and that will be one of them. Eddie, thank you so much. And obviously, the big give is happening. And if you can, you know, obviously, Mountview would be very grateful for anything that you can do for them. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you so much. Well, that's a wrap for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We have all the best moments from the show right here on the channel. And if you like this video, then we think you'll love this one. See you next time.